morning, travelers. Graham Cracker here. Yesterday I pulled into a spot, really nice spot, nice meadow, real pretty area. One thing, grass, nice grassy spot, and I'll show you it in a minute. But last night it rained, and it rained hard. It rained enough to where I had to bring out buckets to collect water that drips from my windshield. It's an old van, and somewhere up there, up by the windshield, it's leaking. I don't dare take it to a shop, because if they break this windshield, they got to replace it. And it's custom. It's 7.5 feet wide. They don't make them like this anymore. So I'm trying to find the leak, and needless to say, took out my buckets last night because it rained really hard. The wind blew us all over the place. I was considering moving last night. It's a good thing I didn't, because this morning I tried to move out of said meadow, and being very cautious on how I was moving it, my heavy van sunk right into the mud. And I've been spending the last several hours inching my way out of the mud pit that I'm in. The first thing I did was pray and ask for wisdom. Second thing I did was ask for my angels to help give me strength to do this. And as soon as I got the answers and the wisdom that I needed, I went and got my Walmart special flat, I guess, jack stand pads. You can buy them at Walmart. And started putting them under the wheels. And the process is put one under the wheel in the back, put one under the wheel in the front, back onto the one on the back, and then put a couple in front and drive forward as far as you can get. And then do that again and again and again. Like I said, I've been doing that for a couple hours. I am making some nice ruts in the grass field here. However, it's supposed to rain for the next couple days again, and if I stay here, I'm going to never get out, and I've got to get to Salt Lake by Friday. So, I'm digging my way out, going to get up on the gravel, and drive to the nearest town and sit on some asphalt tonight. I'm not even going to stay up here. It's beautiful, but I've decided, you know, parking on asphalt, maybe getting a knock in the middle of the night is a lot better than sitting in the mud and not be able to get out of here for a week. So, and I have to get out of here. I'm scheduled in Salt Lake City, like I said, on Friday. Anyway, I'm going to show you a bit what I'm doing. I'm not going to be able to film as I'm doing it because I don't have a tripod yet. And there's a lot of work. And the knife with that for is to get the mud off my shoes. I'm slipping and sliding all over the place in my shoes. I'm wearing a pair of Crocs which have a smooth bottom, which is fine because it's easier to get the mud off, but I'm still slipping and sliding. So, without further ado, I am going to show you what I've done so far outside. Hang in there. This is the mud on my shoes, and I've got to get that off because I'm slipping around and they weigh a ton. And this is our site out here, and I'll show you more in a minute when I get out of the van. Okay, here it is. Those are the little squares I'm using. Got my tire up on one right now. I back up on top of one. I put a couple in the front. I'm using that protraction in the back, and we've come this far, and we got that far to go. Anyway, we're more than halfway. I'm doing this on both sides of the van. This van's heavy, and it's taking a long time. Anyway, I'll catch you when we get out. Well, there's the path, the trail that I took coming out. I tried to back up first and made a big mess, and then I pulled out over several hours of putting things in, and finally we used gravel. The gentleman down there in the Class A, his name is Kerry, and he came over and helped me put the gravel down. He's traveling across the country heading to the coast. Anyway, when we finally got it up here, as you can see, it's really muddy even on the road, and I pulled forward as far as I could, and then I backed up, and then I took off as quickly as I could, and I'm now on solid ground and packing up my camper, getting ready to drive out of here. I was going to stay here again tonight, and I was going to stay here tomorrow night, but if you look over yonder, look at the dark clouds coming in. They're coming in from the west. So it's going to rain some more here. It's going to rain really hard here. And I don't want to be stuck, so I'm just going to drive into town and see what kind of city boondocking I can get myself into in Spanish Fork. Anyway, I'll finish this up when I get back to the van. Well, thanks for coming along with us on this adventure in mud. As you can see, I'm not in a sweatshirt today because this has been several weeks after that event, and the original film that I had put together was one of those lost ones, and I have redone pieces and parts of this one and put it out because I thought it was kind of important that you see how you can by yourself get out of a sticky situation, and sticky meaning seriously sticky, muddy situation. I don't want to do it again. I will be purchasing what is called mud tracks, so that in the future, if I ever get stuck, it'll be a lot easier to get out. One thing I did not know that I have learned since is to let some of the air out of your tire. Don't know how much air. However, on the passenger side, the tire was lower than the driver's side, so it was a lot easier to get that side out. And also, accepting help is pretty hard for me to do, and especially help from people that really don't know how. As in the case of this gentleman that helped me, he wasn't real sure how to do this. I had already figured out how to get it out, and his help to get the rocks in under the wheels was absolutely perfect. So anyway, hopefully he got his big Class A out. He probably waited out the rain, because it was raining for the next 2 to 3 weeks after that, and I mean raining almost every day. Utah is beautiful. Just be careful where you go in Utah, and always have the right equipment, and especially if you're traveling alone. So it is doable to get out of situations if you don't panic. Take your time, breathe, seek wise counsel, even if it's a phone call to call somebody up and talk to them. And if you don't have anybody to call and talk to them, as in my case, I used God as my wise counsel, and he delivered, and I got out. And anyway, I just thought I'd give you this video, and hope you enjoyed it. Don't get stuck in the mud. It's a pretty sticky thing. Anyway, I want you to always follow your hearts, embrace your dreams, and cherish your life, and get out there and live today and have a really good time. I am no longer in Utah. I have since traveled on to Idaho. and there'll be some videos coming up after this one about Idaho. Anyway, have a great day. We'll catch you down the road. Bye-bye.